to another recipe from Dwayne and Nidia's Kitchen. Today we're going to make something completely different, something very new, something not Portuguese. So we're going to make a gochujang chicken pot pie. And I'm going to show you what we have to do first, because first we put the ingredients together and we marinate them with the chicken. And then after we let it sit for a little bit, we head over to the stove where I will show you how to make the inside of the pot pie, the chicken with the sauce. And then we top it all off with some puff pastry and then bake it before it's ready to eat. I did try this a few weeks back. It was delicious. I've made a few modifications to the recipe and we're going to try it out today for the first time. So here's what we start with first. About 3 pounds of this is boneless, skinless chicken thigh cut into chunks. 3.5 pounds-ish. I'm going to make about 4, I think, pot pies with this. And you take that chicken and you leave a little of the fat on it. Take all the skin off. And to the chicken, we're going to create the marinade. So the first thing you do, little soy sauce. I will put the description with the amounts, which of course, because you're in Dwayne and Nidia's Kitchen, are estimated, in the description down below. Then I use a little of the Asian light soy sauce, which is a little bit sweeter. Actually, I'll put a little bit more. Next up, a dash of white pepper. Then a heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. You can use fresh. If you're going to use fresh, you're going to be at about 6 cloves. Dice it up real thin, and it looks like that now. And then any multi-seasoning thing of your choice. You can go with Asian 5 spice. You can go with red hot. You can go with Goya if you like the Portuguese flavorings. I like a little bit of mixed spice. You can use a poultry spice if you like. But I'm trying to stay zingy, savory, and Asian. So now I've got it all in here. I will give it a good mix. So Dwayne, if you want to show them the mix. You want to stop it so I can cut this out and you can start with your hand so it doesn't get so. So we have the garlic, we have the 2 different kinds of soy, we have some white pepper, and we have a little bit of a multi-seasoning spice mix. These are bold flavors, but that's exactly what we want. Now that we have thoroughly mixed the chicken, and feel free to use breast. I think when I was playing with the recipe the first time, I think I used chicken breast. Chicken breast is fine, but I am a chicken thighs girl. I like the fattiness, and I love how much more tender and moist thighs are. And this smells fantastic.
Wins.
What?
Dark meat wins.
Dark meat wins. So what we're going to do is put this chicken in a baggie and set it aside in the refrigerator for about an hour or 2. Doesn't need more than that. Then we mix the chicken with the ingredients. Then the next stage, while it's cooking in a skillet, nice hot skillet, and create the creamy mixture that we use to create the chicken pot pie. Again, this is a Korean influenced gochujang chicken pot pie. If you're wondering what the additional ingredients are going to be that we use once we get to the skillet, it's gochujang paste or gochujang sauce, which is a Korean chili paste. Not too spicy, but it's got some zing to it.
It's got some spice.
It's mixed with sour cream. I'm going to mix it with some green onion, spring onion, and scallion. And we're going to cook it with a few other spices in the skillet. Mix it with some mushrooms. And then fill our ready for the oven cups in order to top with our puff pastry. So here you have it. This is the chicken that I'm now massaging with the garlic, with the soy, with the spice, with the white pepper to prepare for the inside of the gochujang chicken pot pie. We'll catch you with the skillet. Alrighty, here, it's been a couple hours. Here's the marinade. I'm going to turn my skillet up and I'm going to dump all of the marinated chicken, which has a little bit of fat and everything, into the pan. Stir it a little bit. And cook the chicken and let it sizzle. Adding a little bit of, in this case, this is just a little vegetable oil. I trimmed quite a bit of the fat from the chicken, but I do not want it to get too stuck. And I want to make sure I sear and get a beautiful, crispy, golden brown char to the chicken as it cooks before I add any additional ingredients. Great, so look here. This chicken is cooking. It is pretty close to being cooked in a little oil and in its own chicken fat. Now comes scallion, both the white and the green leafy part. Smells great. Once you add that scallion, it really changes the aromatics and adds. Perfect. Now we're going to do something that some of you are going to think is sacrilege. I don't have any fresh mushrooms of any type at home, and I only realized it after I got home from the market today. So yes, I am sadly going to use canned sliced mushrooms instead of any type of fresh mushroom that you have. But the best would be to use a good quality shiitake or a bamboo mushroom or a...
Why not a white button mushroom?
The white buttons would be fine. Any normal, plain, sliced mushroom.
Any non-sacrilegious
The Asian long-stemmed mushrooms would be great. But I didn't, and rather than leave the mushrooms out, oh, that was a good catch. Rather than leave the mushrooms out, I chose to use the canned version. Don't hold it against me. That's what it looks like. Let that simmer for a second. And now comes the special stuff.
Simmer.
First,
Nice high flame, I see. It's cooking along. All right.
I'm going to use 1, 2. I'm using whatever I have left in this sour cream container.
Probably 3 heaping teaspoons
At least.
or so.
At least.
Good amount.
But I'll figure it out and I'll put it in the...
You can't go wrong with sour
description.
cream.
This is, you can buy this pretty much on Amazon, almost every store. Gochujang is a chili paste made in Korea. If it's red, it's a little spicy. If it's green, it's not spicy. And if it's orange or has flames on it, you know, that's really spicy. This one is a little spicy, so I'm going to use 1 and then 1 more. Definitely more sour cream than the gochujang. And I have more sour cream here just in case I need it. This is going to really marry and create a creamy base for the chicken and the mushrooms that are in this pot pie.
It is. Now this is, what's the name?
Gochujang.
It is gochujang pot pie, whereas you had done...
Okay, so I can tell by the color, more orange than anything else. And with the red gochujang, it's going to be a little too spicy. You want this to be a creamy salmon-y color. So I am going to add more sour cream. That's what adds the creaminess to this dish. That holds everything together. So I'm going to stir it all up, cook it through, and then try again. Okay, so you can see it's a little saucy, a little more saucy than what I would normally want for a pot pie. So I have mixed some cornstarch with a little cool water, and I will add this as I stir so I can thicken. Keep stirring. I'm going to try just that much to thicken. And I don't want to intrude on the flavors. I've gotten it to a really nice flavor profile. I will say, taste it. Taste it with a little separate spoon. Too spicy? Add more sour cream. Not spicy enough? Add more gochujang. You will not need any more salt. You will not need any more pepper. You don't need to add anything else. It is starting to thicken though. Looking really nice, don't you think?
There you go. Now you're starting to get a little.
Remember, this is going to be inside of a pot pie, so you want it to be a little thick.
Oh yeah, it definitely came up a nice amount. That might even be thick enough from the look of it. Maybe a little more or no?
Checking. You want it to be thick.
Remember, as it cools, it will thicken even further. So. Yeah.
But as you bake, it will thin out even more.
Oh, it's up to you. You're pretty close. That's a lot how it looked like last time we had it, when it was awesome.
Okay. I do think
Go ahead,
this
give
is
it a
looking
little.
good.
Yeah.
So I'll just let this cool, and it will cool enough so that then I can make up the little pot pies using puff pastry. I will see you in a minute and show you how to top this off and get it ready for the oven. It smells heavenly in here.
Oh, it's awesome.
All right, so I am at the island while my chicken in the skillet is cooling. The entire mixture is cooling, and I have opened one box of puff pastry. You can use any brand. This one happens to be Pepperidge Farm. I also have some oven safe. These are huge soup mugs. You can use some bowls, little bowls, or anything else that you'd use for making a pot pie, but it needs to be oven safe. I typically use these for things like French onion soup or for other things that I place in the oven. I did not roll these out. I opened both rolls that were inside one box of the puff pastry, and I will press down because I want to cut out just enough puff pastry to become a topping for each of the pot pies. And I am estimating that I'll have enough chicken mix before, although now that I'm looking it might be more, in which case throw that over some jasmine rice and you have a delicious dinner.
I'll eat it.
Yes, I know you will. So I have here, now I could probably get at least one more, if not two more, from the same puff pastry package.
Do you go around that with a knife or?
I am going to.
Yeah.
Hold on while I grab my little trim knife though.
You go get your knife. And you trim around it, and I'll hope for extra chicken so that I can have a little snack while I wait for these to come out of the oven.
What's that?
I'm talking to them,
Oh, okay.
telling them I'm gonna hope for extra chicken so I can snack.
Yes, you will be able to snack before. Okay, and we have rice made, so want me to show them how to do this? Ready?
Of course.
All right, so once you have the glass or the cup, the oven safe bowl, just go around it. You don't have to make a big issue out of it. Remember, it's puff pastry. Go around it, and it will come off like, oh, needs a little more cut here. You can actually see the little pattern that it made. There's one. And this becomes the topping for one. What I'm saying is there might be enough for more, because once you cut around these four, you might have enough leftover dough to ball back up and roll back out to cover at least one more, if not more than that. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to fit the container. And when you see that like that, you'll know it fits the container. So here's where you have enough for maybe another one or two.
Oh, that would make another one easily if you needed it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think actually I've made as much as 6, but it depends on the diameter of the cup or bowl that you're using to serve the puff pastry. Unfortunately, all my other oven safe dishes, I don't have a set of 4 or 5 or even 6 that are all the same size. You can use a Pyrex dish. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
And it'll be thick and layered and awesome when it's done. Again, throw that aside. I'm not going to use it. And here's the last one.
Once again,
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, now we're ready for the last step before putting these pot pie babies in the oven. We're going to take the mix. I'm going to put it inside my oven safe mugs. It's really thickened and cooled now. Oh, the 4 might be just enough, Dwayne.
I think the 4 is gonna do it.
You don't want to fill it too much. That's about right.
You leave a little space, yeah.
Yeah, a little space. Put a little more sauce. So I filled one. I'll fill one more and then show you how you top and make the top of the pot pie. And then I'm going to make either 3 or 4 depending on how much mix I have, and pop it in the oven until the cover or the top of the pot pie is all gooey. Not gooey, but it flakes. It goes into different layers. You want to fill it. You want this to be
Underneath will
substantial.
be gooey.
Yeah, the underneath will be gooey. Okay, there we go.
Top will
So
be
I have
flaky.
2.
There you go.
They're like that. And what you do is you take each of your oven-safe mugs, top it, and it's okay to let it kind of sit in there like that. I can hear my stove getting ready. This one actually could use another little hunk or two now that it's settled a bit. And I'm not going to manipulate this too much. I want it to get wavy because the puff pastry puffs up and turns into layers of golden yumminess. So what I have here is 1 egg that I have beaten to create an egg wash over the top there. That adds to the golden color. Here we go. Yeah, and you don't want to fill it to the point where you have that still a little bit warm mix touching the cool puff pastry. Like that is really what you want. Don't worry about sealing it. Don't try to rim it and use your fingers like a pie or anything. Like that is good enough. I'm going to do these last 2, then I'll show you when I place them in the oven. So the oven's ready, so this will be it until it's done. Ready for the oven. I have set the oven and preheated it for 350 degrees. I want to set my timer for 20 minutes, not because I think that's all it'll take. Oh, wait a minute. 20 minutes. Here we go. Timer and 20. Okay, so I am putting, by the way, we only were able to make 3, but these are such huge portions.
3
There's
big
this.
ones.
I set it for 20. I know it'll need a little more.
Good.
You want the top to be golden, bubbly, and
I
in
notice
flaky
you
layers.
are using the middle of the oven for these.
The middle of the oven.
Yeah, that's your target area.
We'll see you when these are hot, bubbly, and ready to
Dig
ready
in.
to eat.
Absolutely.
These are so good.
Bye. Okay, they are ready to come out, and they definitely look ready.
Ha, I've got my mitts on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the kitchen smells amazing. Let me just put these here
Right on the stove.
where you can see and shut everything down.
Oh yeah. There you
Individual gochujang chicken pot pies.
Very nice.
Can't wait till these are ready to go. I will put the recipe down below. Thank you so much for watching. Dwayne and I appreciate all of our viewers. And if you get a chance to make this, please let us know what you think. And please go light on the gochujang. We used a very spicy type. We're spice people. Maybe you can try the green or the mild gochujang. And make sure you do a 2 to 3 times sour cream to gochujang so that the cream is not too spicy for you, but taste it first.
Unless you're a spicy person, then go for it.
Do what we did if you're spicy.
You'll love it.
Wow, it's done.
It's done. It's cooled a little bit, so I can actually cut into it and try this out. Get a nice piece of the crust in my bite. There we go. I got a nice piece there. And you'll see I'm gonna get into this. I don't know.
It
find
looks
some
really good,
chicken
hon.
in there. So you look at.
Oh, wow. It looks
Still
very
a little
steamy.
Steamy. Might be a little hot still. But
It just
I'm
came
gonna
out of
blow
the
on
oven a
it.
little while ago.
Well, no, it's been a good 10 minutes or so.
But you know,
But the-
if this kitchen and the way this pot pie smells are the same, the kitchen smell.
I
And,
think it's ready. I
wow.
can eat that.
Are you sure? Don't burn. Oh, it looks so hot. No. Hot. Too hot.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's perfect.
Perfect.
And how's that crust?
Just like we thought. It's crispy on top and like almost gooey underneath with all that sauce and chicken. Look, see, I think I can get a nice mushroom there. A nice little mushroom.
Oh, the mushrooms are canned, hon. We didn't mean to do that, so.
they taste great covered in this sour cream gochujang sauce. And now the chicken you marinated as well.
You would say that just because it's something I made. I
No,
appreciate
you marinated this for a while as well. No, it picks up all the flavor.
So, folks,
this is really enjoyable. And I'm eating all of this.
this was my gochujang pot pie, a Korean gochujang pot pie. Very easy to make. Really no work at all. And let me know what you think of this recipe. And we will catch you in Dwayne and Edia's kitchen at Dwayne and Edia's Food, Travel, and Fun very soon. Thank you for watching, and thank you for eating.
I'm eating too.